Peter Reid is almost 70, and the story of his life is not a sad one, but a story of kindness and generosity that we were never told about. To the public, he is often perceived as a rough-tongued, no-nonsense figure, a direct and uncompromising presence forged in the crucible of 1980s football. However, this public persona is shadowed by a private reputation for sincerity and basic decency, with accounts of him being a pleasure to be around. What if everything you thought you knew about Peter Reid was wrong? Peter Reid began his professional journey at Bolton Wanderers, signing a contract with the club in 1974. During his time at Burnden Park, he quickly established himself as a dominant presence, building a reputation as one of England's brightest midfield talents. Playing as a defensive midfielder, he was a central figure in the team that won the Football League's second division in the 1977 to 1978 season. Reid's ascent was abruptly halted by devastating injuries. He suffered a broken leg on a snowbound pitch on New Year's Day 1979 while playing against Everton, the club he would later join. The injury was severe, keeping him out of action for a full year. His misfortune continued with another significant injury at Barnsley in 1981. These injuries created a perception of Reid as injury-prone, which directly influenced his market value. Top clubs, including Arsenal, Wolves, and Everton, had reportedly been prepared to pay £600,000 for his services. But when he finally made the switch to Everton in December 1982, the fee was a mere £60,000, a bargain basement deal that was widely seen as a significant gamble. His value had dropped by 90%. This context frames his subsequent success at Everton, not merely as a great run of form, but as a monumental professional comeback. The faith shown by manager Howard Kendall set the stage for one of the most remarkable transformations in modern football. His first season at Everton was plagued by injury, restricting him to just 7 appearances. But he soon shed his injury-prone reputation, becoming a virtual ever-present and a key figure in the heart of Everton's midfield. If you're still watching, it's a good time to subscribe to the channel. Let us know that you love this content. As a tough no-nonsense midfielder, Reid's influence went far beyond his defensive duties. His style was described as simple yet effective, centred on his ability to receive the ball and either lay it off or deliver a typically majestic long ball. His importance to the team was underscored by captain Kevin Ratcliffe, who praised Reid as a winner, a leader, and a dream to play alongside, who made everything look easy. The success that followed was incredible. He was a central figure in the team that secured the FA Cup in 1984, the European Cup Winners' Cup in 1985, and 2 English First Division titles in 1985 and 1987. The 1985 season was particularly fruitful, with the team narrowly missing out on a unique treble after a 1-0 loss to Manchester United in the FA Cup final. Individual recognition followed team success. He was voted the PFA Players' Player of the Year in 1985. He humbly acknowledged that being voted for by the players he play against and kick every week was a fantastic honour. Even more impressive, that same year he finished an incredible 4th in the World Soccer Player of the Year award, a list topped by Michel Platini, Preben Elkjær, and Diego Maradona. In 2006, his status as a club icon was cemented when he was inducted as an Everton giant. Peter Reid's international career was relatively short but impactful. He won a total of 13 caps for England. His opportunity on the national stage arose when injuries struck other key players, but he quickly proved he belonged, becoming the linchpin of the England team in the 1986 FIFA World Cup in Mexico. The 1986 World Cup gave Reid a place in football history, but not for the reasons he would have wanted. Reid's international journey is most famously linked to the 1986 World Cup quarter-final against Argentina. In a match defined by Diego Maradona, Reid found himself at the very heart of the game's two most iconic moments. The first was the Hand of God goal, a blatant act of cheating that Maradona later attributed to divine intervention. Reid has since spoken candidly about his feelings, stating that Maradona cheated and quipping, "Hand of God? Well, it wasn't my God." His enduring bitterness over the clear infringement highlights his deep-seated commitment to fair play. Just 4 minutes later, Reid was again directly involved in the unfolding drama as Maradona scored his goal of the century. Reid was one of the 5 English players left behind by Maradona, as the Argentine dribbled from inside his own half. He was the second outfield player to attempt to close down the attacking genius, ultimately being left in his wake. What happened next shows the true character of Peter Reid. Reid's reaction to this second goal stands in stark and powerful contrast to his feelings about the first. He has openly described Maradona's second goal as an act of genius at work and expressed that he wished he had been linked a little bit closer to the play. The distinction in his commentary, despising the act of cheating while revering the act of pure, unadulterated skill, reveals a fundamental aspect of his character. His profound admiration for the goal of the century is not just a player's praise for a rival, but a purist's tribute to the art of football, proving that he separates a player's moral failings from their on-field brilliance. After his playing career ended, Reid moved into management. His managerial career began at Manchester City in November 1990, where he was appointed caretaker manager before being given the role on a permanent basis. He took over from his former mentor Howard Kendall, and for his first 2 seasons, he guided the team to consecutive 5th-place finishes in the First Division. But success was short-lived, and he was dismissed in 1993. Reid made a triumphant return to management with Sunderland in March 1995. Over a period of nearly 8 years, he oversaw one of the club's most successful modern eras. He led the club to 2 promotions to the Premier League, first in 1996 and then again in 1999. The second promotion was achieved with a then-record 105 points in the Football League Division 1. Reid's success continued in the top flight, where he guided the club to 2 consecutive 7th-place finishes, one of the highest finishes achieved by a newly promoted side in Premier League history. After Sunderland, Reid's managerial choices revealed something special about his character. Following his tenure at Sunderland, Reid's managerial career took a turn towards tackling highly challenging and often financially dire situations. He took on the interim manager role at Leeds United in 2003, a club in severe financial trouble. This pattern of taking on firefighting roles continued when he took charge of Plymouth Argyle in 2010. He inherited a club in financial meltdown and faced administration, debt, and the need to release or sell more than 40 players. The fact that Reid consistently accepted such roles is a testament to his willingness to take on impossible challenges and his deep loyalty to the sport. This demonstrates a professional character that valued the fight for survival above the prestige of a winning record. But the real Peter Reid, the man behind the tough exterior, emerged during his darkest managerial period. While Peter Reid's public image is that of a tough, rough-tongued individual, those who know him describe a very different person. He has spoken about the importance of creating a good dressing room with a good atmosphere, a place where players feel like people first and foremost. As a speaker and pundit, he is known for his ability to connect with audiences, dishing out witty anecdotes with as much proficiency as the smart passes he used to make. The most powerful evidence of Reid's character came during the financial crisis at Plymouth Argyle. During this period of turmoil, he went far beyond his professional duties. Faced with a club unable to pay its staff or even its heating bill, Reid took extraordinary measures. He personally funded the club's heating bill with his own money, a selfless act that showed his concern for the club's employees and their welfare. But that was not all. Most remarkably, he auctioned off one of his most prized personal possessions, his 1986 FA Cup runners-up medal. The proceeds from the auction, which fetched £2,200, were used to help pay the wages of the players and staff who had been left unpaid for months. The act was even more poignant given that he himself had also been working without pay. This willingness to sacrifice a tangible piece of his personal history, an honour from one of his most glorious seasons, for the well-being of others is the ultimate proof of his basic decency. It demonstrates that he values the community and spirit of a club far more than personal accolades. This was not an isolated incident. Reid has consistently used his status to support others, such as his involvement in a fundraising evening that raised over £10,000 to help a player's father who had been diagnosed with a brain tumour. These actions reveal a man with profound loyalty and compassion, a person who fights in the trenches for others. Today, Reid continues to contribute to football as a respected pundit and speaker. In his third act, Peter Reid has transitioned into a respected media figure, providing commentary and punditry for major broadcasters, including the BBC, Sky Sports, and ESPN. His long and varied career, marked by a host of ups and downs, makes him a fantastic and sought-after football speaker. Peter Reid's life in football is a testament to the power of character over circumstance. His journey from an injury-plagued prospect to a league-winning Everton giant is a story of overcoming immense professional odds. His pivotal role in the 1986 World Cup, marked by his nuanced reaction to Maradona's 2 goals, showcases a man of deep integrity and a purist's love for the game. Meanwhile, his managerial career, especially his dedication to troubled clubs like Plymouth Argyle, reveals a professional who consistently put loyalty and compassion above personal gain. Peter Reid is remembered not just for the titles he won or the tackles he made, but for the fundamental decency and heart he showed along the way. His story is not sad at all, it's inspiring. Like this video if you found Peter Reid's story as moving as we did, and let us know in the comments what you think about his incredible acts of generosity.